So, Democratic strategist and elitist James Carville, he is apparently flipping out and losing it because he's starting to see the writing on the wall when it comes to Biden and the campaign and how they're doing. So let's watch some of this video and then we'll break it down.
And Trump's more ahead than he's ever been. Fewer people think January 6th was any kind of what it was, is an assault on the temple of democracy, our Constitution. I don't know whatever the fuck you want to say. It's going the wrong way. It's not working. Everything that we're throwing is...
Why does this look like it's like he's in jail? This video looks like it's shot where he's in jail, right? He's locked up somewhere.
Spaghetti at a wall, and none of it is sticking, me included. And it's hard when you start in your 80th year, and you know, like anybody else, I have an opinion of myself. And the opinion I've come to is, I don't matter. It doesn't matter. You can prepare, you can be on TV, or you can write pieces, you can have a YouTube channel, you can have a podcast, and nothing. And, you know, we got to try to think of something different, because what we're doing is really, really not working.
This video is actually really interesting to me because look, in one way, he's better than like all the mainstream media ghouls. In this way, he's better. He's actually acknowledging the reality that the polls are devastating. That even in the best polls now, they're tied. And this is Trump. You should be 20 points up on Donald Trump. It shouldn't even be close. It should be a fucking blowout. But he's acknowledging, like, nah, bro, nothing's working. Nothing's working. Trump's fucking eating our lunch here. Now, that's the part how he's better, because he's acknowledging the reality. Okay. How is he worse? Well, he acts like it's a total fucking mystery, right? Like, oh, bro, what do we do? Here, just watch again. He's like, man, nothing's working. And he's like, I don't even know what the fuck to do anymore. I'll explain that.
Trump's more ahead than he's ever been. Fewer people think January 6th was any kind of what it was, is an assault on the temple of democracy, our Constitution. I don't know whatever the fuck you want to say. It's going the wrong way. It's not working. Everything that we're throwing is spaghetti at a wall, and none of it is sticking, me included. And it's hard when you start in your 80th year, and you know, like anybody else, I have an opinion of myself. And the opinion I've come to is, I don't matter. It doesn't matter. You can prepare, you can be on TV, or you can write pieces, you can have a YouTube channel, you can have a podcast, and nothing. And, you know, we got to try to think of something different, because what we're doing is really, really not working.
It's not a mystery, bro. It's just not. It's just not a mystery. Hey, what should he do in order to, reverse this thing and get better? If Joe Biden were to come out tomorrow and he were to say, we're cutting off all the money, we're cutting off all the weapons going to Israel. We're also going to condemn Israel at the UN. We're going to sign on to the UN General Assembly move to grant the Palestinians a state. We're going to sanction Ben-Gvir and Smotrich and Netanyahu. And we're now going to be a true arbiter for peace in the Middle East, and we're going to hold the war criminals accountable. We're going to side with the International Criminal Court and issue an arrest warrant for Netanyahu. Now, we all know this world does not exist, will not exist. It's a bit of a fantasy to say this, but it's also how this should be handled. If Biden were to come out and do that, immediate 5-point bump in the polls, right? You got everybody who is like Biden skeptical. Hey, I don't know if I'm going to vote for him or if I'm going to go third party, whatever. Half of those people would be like, okay, I'll vote for him. So that's one thing. That's one thing you could do. The biggest failures have been on Gaza and Israel. And then the other biggest failure was letting all the COVID-era social safety net support systems go away. There was a sunset provision on them. They let them all go away. So people are feeling the hurt financially. Yes, the unemployment rate is low. Yes, the stock market is doing good, but that's not a good indication of how your average American is doing. So you would need to give some sort of financial support to the bottom rung of the economic ladder and the middle class, give some sort of financial, I don't know what, you could do it in whatever form you want, right? Some sort of a UBI check, for example, would be phenomenal. Extending the child tax credit, that would be phenomenal. There's a number of ways you could do it. What you need is financial support for the middle class and the poor, and to immediately end the genocide in Gaza and hold people accountable for all the war crimes. If Biden were to come out and do that, we'd be looking at a different race, man. We'd be looking at a different race. But he didn't do that. Look, he was trending to be a favorite in the election relatively comfortably until Gaza. He was. And if we lived in the world where he did everything I just said there, he would have a 5-point lead. He would have a 10-point lead. But the fact of the matter is, Democrats are so condescending to their base, and they scold and hate their base so much that it makes it so that they're really hesitant to vote for them. Right? You got all these young people on college campuses out there protesting the genocide, and Biden goes out there and calls them anti-Semites. Implies they're pro-Hamas. Snuggles up to Bibi Netanyahu, a far-right extremist in an ethno-state and a theocracy that we prop up artificially. It's not. So my point is, it's not some sort of like a mystery. Oh, what do we do? We're throwing all these things against the wall and nothing's sticking. We know what the answers are. We know what they are. But he doesn't see them. Well, at least he sees, oh, this is not good. At least he sees that a tied race with Trump, or a race where Trump's up 3 points, that's beyond embarrassing. And it sure is. And now what's the DNC doing to try to combat that? I don't know. Let's go virtual with our convention because we don't want protests. So in other words, your strategy is stick your head in the sand and pretend that everything's okay. That ain't going to work out, bro. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.